Hey guys, Dan here from Your Guitar Academy, and welcome to this lesson number 10, which is the last lesson of this unit. And we're completing this James Brown style funk track. So we just got a few little suggestions just to finish this off. And we'll just kind of go through the whole thing a few times, much more up to speed, so you can really see what it's like as you get into those kind of speed realms with your funk 16th note playing. So pick up your guitar and let's get started. Hey guys, if you've just joined us here on YouTube for this Funk Essentials quest, then please do go ahead and check out the website. It's all absolutely free. You get the full write-up, you get the tab, the chord diagrams, the scale diagrams, everything you need to get the most out of this course. As well as that, please do like and subscribe to us here on YouTube and leave us a comment. We make sure that we get back to every single one of you. All right then guys, so we've got the whole track laid out. We've got the 1 chord, we've got the 4 chord, we've got the 5 chord, and hopefully you've been trying to play that around that 70 BPM mark. Now, what I want to talk about in this lesson is getting tight, okay? And you know, this is a terminology that musicians kind of bat around a lot. So I just want to kind of talk about what it means and how you do that. So being tight essentially just means that you're really in time with the band. So let's say we've got a bass, a drummer, bass player, a drummer, and a guitar player. Okay, the drummer's laying down his groove, so he's just giving it the thing. There it is. And by the way, that's a really cool drum loop. This is played by a real person, and it's just put into MIDI, so it's just fantastic groove. Now, the bass player would come on top of that, okay, and he's got to really be in time with it, and we say tight. Tight's just a quick way and a kind of cooler way, I guess, of saying it's in time with that. So it's tight. So if we're on the G, you know, he's giving it a kind of. Whatever. The bass player might be doing more kind of like. Whatever, I don't know what the bass player's doing. But quite often he's looking to match up with the bass drum. So the bass drum is like boom, boom. In this one, it's a super simple bass drum. Just on the 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. By matching up with that bass drum, which is that lower frequency from the drums, we give off this impression that the bass and the drums are tight together. Yeah. You can hear, by hitting those subtle sounds, we're starting to get tight. Now, when the guitar player comes into this, you're to be tight, again, you're looking to play really in time. And one of the biggest parts of that's going to massively help you is knowing where to accent things, okay? So that snare, that's your place. That's your place to shine, isn't it? Because the bass drum, that boom, on the 1, on the 3, boom, 2, boom, that's where the bass player needs to hold his hat, right? As a guitar player, your more trebly instrument, you like that crack. So I'm gonna be. This is where we get into real specifics. Only once you've got to the point where you're just comfortable with the rhythm pattern and the general movements can you really get into that dynamic with the right hand. So I am playing fundamentally the same thing, you know. But I'm gonna just be a little bit more aware of those real key accents that could make this sound really tight. Okay, so those accents are on the 2, there, and the 4. Pow. Just slightly. What I'm doing there is I'm making sure that as I hit that crack, wherever I am within my pattern, that's why I just play, in terms of velocity, just slightly louder. right? And you can take that as far as you want. You could really go down into that, really try and get in that groove. And it's an amazing thing, really, trying to get tight with the band. It's something to practice. It really is. It's about being able to know your part so well that, as well as indulging in and kind of involving your part and really thinking about your part, your ears are very open to the bass and the drums. You're also listening out for those. So I think the moral of the story here is, I'm not saying you go out and you find a bass player and a drummer, because obviously that's you'd be very fortunate to be able to do that and find very talented players. What we've got here for you right here in your Guitar Academy and on YouTube is we've got the backing track. Now the backing track's got the bass and the drums, okay? So your task is, once you get up to that kind of speed, is to be able to go, okay, well, yeah, I've got this, but am I also listening? Have I got half of my attention on what they're doing and half of what I'm doing? If you've only got the attention on what you're doing, there's a couple of things that are likely to happen. One, you are likely to fall a little out of time. You might stay pretty much in time, but you certainly won't be tight. Okay, to be tight, you have to be listening all the time, okay? So you're listening to that drums and the bass. The other thing, that might very well happen is that if you do make a mistake, if you lose where you are, which happens a lot, I just kind of forget the chord or whatever it is, it's harder to come back in. But if you just lose where you are very quickly and you're also listening, then it's very easy to just come back into where you need to be, okay? So really that's somewhat of if you're talking about mastery of funk, which is not where we're at right now, but that's one of the cool phrases and tips that we're aiming for as we get better and better at the genre, okay? Tightness, to get really tight. As we get even more advanced, we'll talk about something called in the pocket, where you're deliberately out of time. Now that's a whole new world, but right now for us, we want to be tight. We want to be really tight. We want to be banging time with the drums and the guitar, and to do that, we need to know the part well enough to be listening to what's happening around us. So what I'm going to do just before we finish this unit is I'm going to do a full playthrough of the guitar all the way through from the 1 chord, 4 chord and 5 chord, and we're going to go much closer to the speed of the track. So I'm going to go up to, we're going to do 95 BPM. And let's have a good listen to this, shall we? Yeah. I've got my pickup selected down here, the 4th position. Or 2nd, as I said before, we haven't worked that one out yet. I certainly can't remember. Either way, it's these two activated in the middle here, as it were. And we're going to go for it. The start of the track actually kicks off with the 5 chord, so we're going to do that. Okay? I'm going to count it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 'Again. Trumpets, yeah? Got to get down. Get up now. Got to get down. And we go to the 4 chord. Here we go. 5 chord, here we go. And we're around again. So there we have it, guys. That's the first track. Remember, get it into your daily practice. Make sure that this track goes somewhere nice so that you can always come back to it. Even though you're going to move on to unit 3, you still come back and you practice unit 1, you practice unit 2, until these tracks are just down, nailed at the speed. You just keep coming back to them. You just keep coming back to them. Think of it as just part of the practice sessions that you're kind of laying out to master your funk. Is all about consistently going over the tracks, because we've broken down the tracks to the point where you understand every element of it. So you've got the theory, you've got the technique. Now it's just about getting that up to speed and comfortable within yourself. So, good luck with that, guys, and I'll see you for Unit 3. All right, that's it from me for this lesson, guys. If you want to head over to the next lesson, all you have to do is click here somewhere. And if you want to start from the beginning of the course, the full playlist is here. As well as that, please do like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and leave us a comment. We love hearing from you guys. We love hearing how you're getting on, and we'll do our best to get back to every single comment or question that you guys have.